Hey, hey. Hi, Capricorns. All right, Capricorns, I want to take a look at the direction that Capricorn's life, I'm going to say, is supposed to go. Now, I say this because I kind of want to look at what is meant for Capricorn that maybe they haven't attained yet, haven't achieved yet. What is the direction that their life is maybe meant to grow? You see all the growing plant life behind me and this backdrop. So I definitely would like to do something where it's like, taking a look at what is Capricorn supposed to have. We got an Ace of Wands. This is, I mean, it's very close, by the way. Whatever this is for Capricorn, the life that they're supposed to have, that, it's kind of like pick me. I'm raising my hand. Capricorn's going to need to sign up for something, put themselves out there, step to the forefront, be the person. If there's an opportunity, Capricorn, say, I'll take that opportunity. If there's, you're in a crowd and, somebody says, can I get an assistant up here on stage? Capricorn, raise that hand, go up there. Capricorn is supposed to possibly have a fairly life-changing experience that could get them on a path of something that they really want. They could show a talent, they could showcase something, they could be discovered, but it's very much, it's time to say yes. Pick me. I'm willing. I'm reaching out for this. My hand is in the air. I'm the one going to say yes. This feels like there's not time to sit and be the one taking photos of stuff going on. It's the time to be the one that the photos are being taken of. So Capricorn is talented. The Ace of Wands, this is passionate. If this is about love and romance, again, Capricorn should not sit back and let others take their space. Capricorn should be the person who swaggers in. This could even be like Capricorn wears more oranges, golds, yellows, colors that are going to like, wow, that pops. Right now in, the Northern Hemisphere where I live, it's very bleak. It's very gray. So when you see colors like gold and mustard and, burnt sienna and bright oranges and blood red, those are really eye-catching colors because it's against a stark kind of gray backdrop, and I just feel like that's how Capricorn could walk into their life right now, or maybe should be walking into their life right now, because they're supposed to, I keep feeling like there's an oasis up ahead. It could be that Capricorn is either going to end up, traveling someplace. It feels like there's palm trees and like it's an oasis, feels like there's an arched doorway that they're going to walk under. To me, I'm picturing like a resort, a vacation type place or getaway. But this is more like that's the way the rest of their life could start to feel. Like they may wind up living in a place with palm trees, with pillars, with, better sunsets, with more like sun-drenched environments. But Capricorn is supposed to have a happier, more joyful environment. And I'm not saying that they have to become famous, but I do think that they should be the one who reaches out. I'm also getting like an idea of somebody like getting selected to be like, on like a game show or something, and they actually win. And they, it's like, it's crazy because they win something. We have Judgment. And it's the gateway to like this better life. We've got pearls and grapes and a sailing ship that's got a heart on the sail. It feels like there's this life-altering change that is going to take Capricorn to, in this case, their castle. We have a castle over here as well. I'm even thinking that this Capricorn could be someone who perhaps has connections or ties to like if they look back in their family lineage, and maybe we go back to the photography here, if they look back to their family lineage, maybe an old book or journal is part of their family's lineage. It would be worth it to do some genealogy for this particular character right now. They just might discover that they either have ties to another life, to another location geographically, to some place where it's like, wow, I had no idea. Wait a second. I'm connected to that family member. My family member was who? What do you mean they wrote a journal and it's in a museum? Like there could be the necessity to go take a trip someplace, to stand up and be like, hey, that actually is kind of part of my family's heritage because I'm the direct descendant of that person. Like this could be a crazy big like reveal here that could be a really shocking turn of events. It could be, I'm not saying that this is going to be the only reason that Capricorn gets to like have a claim to fame, but it could open doors for them that they would not otherwise have expected. You know, it's pretty cool to speak of the descendants of, you know, individuals that might have been prominent in history or prominent in a region, and that might introduce Capricorn to some things that are supposed to be rightfully theirs. We have the Judgment card. This is like things should be restored. And again, we see kind of like a castle or an entire city. This reminds me very much of like kind of Spanish architecture here. We've got, again, got the arches. We've got kind of like a spiral staircase going up and around, you know, a like an kind of medieval castle looking architecture. But it feels as if there's, to me, this feels like we're dealing with a Capricorn that is connected to a lineage of something from a long time ago. And through our ancestors, you know, we carry their DNA, we carry their energy with us, right? So it almost feels like, yes, we're talking a little bit of like past life that is supposed to be a part of present day life for our Capricorn. Again, they probably won't find out about this unless they go digging. If they have some old photographs that could start this process. This could be the time of Capricorn's life where they get really interested in history, and that search, that quest, that interest, maybe even better understanding themselves. Like it could start with, oh, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm left-handed. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, something about me, some of my genetics, and I want to trace back where I am. This could even be a Capricorn that was like adopted or was raised by another portion of family. And so that's maybe why they've been disconnected from their origins, but it's time to get back to their origins because that holds the key to some piece of their identity, some piece of their life that I think could bring them back to like this other tapestry that they are a part of, even though they didn't know it. This is, I don't know that they are going to inherit, you know, castles and stuff like that, but in this storyline, it could bring pieces of Capricorn's persona to the forefront. It's like, oh wow, I never knew that that's maybe why I'm like this or like that, because that's who my ancestor was. And by the way, now I'm talking to the archaeological, you know, society, the museums, the, you know, and I'm finding out that that's pretty cool that I'm a direct descendant of such and such, or that, wait a second, my ancestors lived where? I want to go see that now. I want to go there. And I do think Capricorn could get a little bit of special treatment here. I do think that they could wind up they could also be their reemergence into a lifestyle or an environment could bring them to some kind of place of prominence. It's something that is supposed to be rightfully theirs, that would be a part of their world again, or maybe a part of their world for the first time in their life, but it should have been theirs all along. But it might displace other individuals, because we do have that Four of Cups. We got four people sitting in their cups. This could be like, not everyone will be thrilled that this Capricorn is stepping up into their rightful place. Now, the other storyline that I started with here was, you know, if Capricorn raises their hand and says, hey, pick me, sure, I'll go up on stage, you know, at some event, and then they wind up kind of stealing the show. They wind up maybe being featured or noticed or invited kind of into the in crowd. And it may feel disappointing for other people who've like, you know, I've been trying to get my foot in the door. I've been trying to become famous. And now Capricorn, this random person, comes up, you know, from the audience, and they're more captivating than I've been. And I've been working for 4 years trying to get my foot in the door. We definitely have whatever Capricorn's natural gift or talent or natural birthright is about to come to the forefront if they take some steps. Sorry, my tummy is growling. So maybe Capricorn is hungry for having some of the things that were supposed to have been theirs. It will not make everybody happy. There are other people that have an illusion that they are entitled to things that actually should have been Capricorn's. Capricorn has been kept away from some things that were supposed to be theirs for quite a while, from what I can see. Okay, so go back to that Judgment card. The Judgment card is the resurrection of things. We have Temperance. You know, I don't think that Capricorn is going to try to like usurp other people's positions. I think Capricorn's like, hey, this is like big enough for all of us. But if this is part of my family tree, yeah, I want to be a part of whatever this is. Yes, I want to go ahead and claim my family birth name, my right to whatever, belongings might have been left behind, even if they're currently in a museum. I'll let the museum keeping them on display. But yes, I want to have special access, but I'm not trying to take stuff. We can all cohabitate. We can be part of the bigger stew. But yes, I want my voice heard, or yes, I want to be a part of this, but I'm not pushing other people out. It's not about like greed. We have Queen of Cups. Definitely, I feel like Capricorn has been walking in a world without knowing that there's a whole nother world that they also belong to. And they're realizing that now. And it's really, it's heartwarming for this Capricorn maybe to find this out. They're very loving. I feel like this opportunity to just like feel like, wow, I didn't even know I had that hidden talent. And now that I know I do, this is really exciting. Like, I want to go ahead and keep expressing that side of myself because I realize that is another half of me. Or now that I know who my ancestors were, I feel like this is so awesome. I have a second identity that's always been within me. And the reason I'm saying it this way is because we have what I would say is the story of the Selkies up above. So the stories of the Selkies are these seals that are actually these beautiful women, but they look like seals, but if they come up on land, they can shed their seal skin and then they become, what appears to be a mortal woman. And in one of the stories, obviously this is a mythological tale. In one of these stories, like, this man sees her transform and he's like, I love her. I want her for my own. So he hides her seal skin. And so she has to stay on land in female form. And he, like, marries her and they have children. One day she finds her seal skin again and she slips it on and she goes right back into the sea. In some stories, she comes back to visit the man and her children, but she's still, who she really is, even though she's existed for so many years on land as a mortal, that is not all she is. And so that story of the Selkies is very, very present right now. So I'm going to say that that really rounds out this story really nicely, that imagery of Capricorn having lived most of their life thinking they are one thing, while internally they're a whole nother person, or they have a whole nother connection to another culture, another life storyline that is every bit their birthright. And they shouldn't have to, no one should be trying to feel like, well, how come you just come in and you get this? No, it was always supposed to have been Capricorns. But to Capricorn's credit, they're just like loving the fact that they get to walk in two worlds. Queen of Wands. Now, again, this is only if Capricorn chooses to embrace this stuff. How we began when I said, so what is the life that Capricorn is supposed to have? It says this only works if Capricorn raises their hand, or they reach out for something, or they do the genealogy, or they stand up and they say, hey, yeah, put me on stage. I'm going to be a more active participant. And that leads to all these other things being revealed. I kind of think that Capricorn may really have some talents. They could become like, this could be somebody who becomes very famous late in life for a talent. Partly, maybe it's because it's like they're the whatever, they're Chopin's great granddaughter, and they've always played the flute, but now everybody wants to listen to their flute music, or they get invited to Carnegie Hall or something because of who they are, but also because they have their own talent that's been locked inside of them. It's like we've uncovered a treasure trove, and this is the life that Capricorn has had buried inside that we're finally unearthing, bringing to the surface and cracking open that trunk. This is not them taking the limelight from anybody else who deserves it more. This is them getting what they deserve. That's a pretty awesome message on this one. Okay, is there anything else that Capricorn could do to bring about this kind of like treasure trove? 8 of Swords, and it says, break through the glass, break through the window. I mean, obviously don't go breaking glass, but metaphorically speaking, if something has like jarred our otherwise thoughts, when we thought, oh, I can't walk in that world, I'm not anybody special. First off, everybody is somebody special. Everybody. Doesn't matter if you're related to, famous people, or, a lineage of, kings and queens and princes and princesses. It doesn't matter. But it does say to not ever assume that we're somehow on the outside of something and we can't have access to, a better life, or that our talents that we possess, well, I'm not famous, so I must not have any talent that anybody would want to hear or see. All of this says, smash through that illusion right now. Don't put yourself ever on the outside looking in, which I really believe that's a great message, period. Don't ever think that I can't go where the cool kids are. You can go anywhere you want. You're a person on this planet. You belong everywhere on this planet, anywhere, in any group of social strata, in any, I don't care how much money you do or don't have, you belong anywhere anybody else can walk. You are equal to everybody. I firmly believe that, or maybe that's my arrogance talking, because I believe that about me. I can go anywhere I want. I'm as good as anybody. I'm no worse, I'm no better. We're all just, I got every bit as much right to be where I want to be on this planet and pursue what I want to pursue as anybody else. And I've spent a lifetime cultivating that belief, because I had a lot of things that I had to overcome for some of my own blockages and own problems in life. So I really believe that, though. It's and that's more comfortable, I think, now, especially the older I get, to actually, like, yeah, I really believe that for everybody. But this Six of Wands says we're kind of doubling down on that message again for our Capricorn. It doesn't matter. Whatever they've been doing so far has also been a part of their life purpose, but they should feel really proud of who they are, what they've done. This isn't like, okay, my life finally will now take on meaning. This is like, be really proud of all the work and all the effort and everything Capricorn has done. If they've worked in a factory and, they've got factory skills, that is amazing. Be proud of that. Be proud of everything Capricorn has done in their life up to now. This doesn't mean only now does Capricorn's life start to be more meaningful. Capricorn's life has always been meaningful. Their talents and skills have always been something to, like, celebrate and cherish about themselves and be proud of. It doesn't matter what they've done, where they've been. It doesn't matter if, it looks like our character their life could take like a pretty significant turn. I mean, we could be talking about fame and fortune, but it doesn't mean that the life they've had when it was more humble or anonymous was somehow not every bit as something to be really proud of. So I love that message too. Love where you are, love who you are, but also when there's more inside of you, don't feel like you're never allowed to express it, or don't feel like, yeah, but I can't break through that barrier and go where the fancy people go, the elites, like no. Capricorn is meant to be in that realm also. Okay, that was interesting. I didn't know we were going to get something so like, like a look at life. Do we have anything about love? Five of Swords. Capricorn has had jealous people their whole life in love. Even during times when, let's say, Capricorn, has worked in a career path or something where they haven't been famous. They haven't identified, kind of like what their birthright is yet. Even in Capricorn's, regular relationships, they may have encountered people who were jealous of them at some inherent level. People who kind of knew Capricorn's amazing, and somehow I want them, but I also want to put them in their place. I want to keep them down a little bit. Seven of Wands. Capricorn might have been like, I don't know what the hell. Why do I scare people off? What is the deal with me? Why do they get triggered or something? That's their issue, not Capricorn's. And I think Capricorn has kind of come to that conclusion. Like, I don't know, some people, they haven't really liked me. Other people pop into my life. They want something from me, but they don't stick around. I think Capricorn, they've got a regalness to them that intimidates some people. Other people want to be around it, but they don't quite know why. Other people want to squash it. It's been an interesting ride in the realm of love. I knew we were going to get something like this. Capricorn they will end up with an emperor. They will end up with somebody who isn't afraid of their power, isn't afraid of who they are. I feel like Capricorn has always carried themselves with a certain amount of self-respect that has really triggered other people, and they've had some crappy romances because of it. That's all right. Capricorn, the more Capricorn embraces who they really are, what their birthright really is, who they're supposed to be, what their talents really are, that's going to coincide with them matching with a really amazing romantic partner as well. Capricorn, this was probably my favorite Capricorn storyline I've ever seen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.